Hi, everyone. This is Jeanne-Marie Taylor from Jeanne-Marie Taylor Muse. It's wonderful to be here with you again today to share another channeled message. Today's message is actually sort of a throwback. Our collective angels and guides are wanting us to remember, and maybe even look up if you're not familiar with this. They're wanting us to remember the path that was walked by our forebears, the generation that was called the greatest generation. So some of you who are younger might not be aware of this generation. You might not have heard of it. But I'm speaking of the people who were born between roughly 1900 and the early to mid 1920s. This is a generation that went through tremendous upheaval. And they were so fortified. They were so resilient. They came together. They used their powers. They never gave up. They made do with what they had. And they went on to fight in World War II against Nazism. They liberated the Jews who were being held during the Holocaust in the concentration camps. So we're talking about an amazing generation of individuals who not only endured so much and came together and gave so much, but when they came back from fighting abroad, when they came back from liberating Europe, what did they do? Well, many of them just came right back, and without too much complaint, it is said, they started businesses. They got the American economy working again. We can learn so much from our greatest generation. And if you're listening from another nation, you have your own greatest generations there. There are people there. There are generations of amazing people, no matter what country you're listening from, people who are our forebears that we can absolutely learn from. You know, my husband's forebears in Virginia, part of his family was from Virginia, they had a mill. Well, the government took that mill, or not took it, but they made it so that the mill had to produce metal that could be made into things like tanks to help the war effort. So there really was a sense of it didn't matter if you were an individual business owner. You would be potentially called upon to make sacrifices, and everyone was called upon to have courage, to have patience, to maybe dampen the complaints, right? You know, it's normal to complain. And that's another message our guides and angels have for us today is it's okay. It's okay to let your guard down. It's okay to complain a little bit. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be confused or upset. But what we can learn from the greatest generation is to find our center, to plant ourselves in the ground and say, I'm going to stand here and be the very best I can for myself, for my family, for my community, for my nation, and for the world. I'm going to do this. And you know what? Our guides and angels are calling us right now in every nation across the world to be the new greatest generation. Oh, I'm getting chills just delivering this message right now. I'm feeling it all over my body. We are being called. Can you feel that? We're being called to bring our best. So I want to just advise you, based upon what I'm getting, again, it's okay to be weak at times, but whenever you can, start to marshal your resources. Start to remember how strong we humans can be, especially when we remember our allies, when we remember our friends, our family, when we all come together. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon.